If everyone knew all the things I could do, shoot me down, I'm back on my feet. 'Cause all I really need is me. If I could just share my view, maybe I'm too taboo. On my own, dance in the streets. 'Cause all I really need is me. Bruises, no, I don't mind the bruises. I keep it honest, failing. It's part of the game, yeah, yeah. Moving, baby, I can't stop moving. And I don't care about your approval. Your arguments are futile. And if you're down for it, yeah, I could take you in. But if you're not a fighter, I can't promise anything. If everyone knew all the things I could do, shoot me down, I'm back on my feet. 'Cause all I really need is me. If I could just share my view, maybe I'm too taboo. On my own, dance in the streets. 'Cause all I really need is me. So take the jump and don't look down, and you'll get back on your feet. Oh. If you're in town, we drive around as long as I take the wheel. If I could just share my view, maybe I'm too taboo. If everyone knew all the things I could do, shoot me down, I'm back on my feet. 'Cause all I really need is me. If I could just share my view, maybe I'm too taboo. On my own, dance in the streets. 'Cause all I really need is me.
You held me back when I tried to move on from your life. So you stole my life with clarity. So hold me back, now you're here. 'Cause I'm mad, show no fear. Wanna let you know just how it felt. Oh no, 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 no. Don't you think we could? There's no way we could be. No, oh no, 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 no. I know the way you look at me, I know it too well. Now I'm bulletproof, the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine. Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We live it like this could be our final day. We're dreamers. Don't care what the others say. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive. We come alive. What's your weakness? What's your type? Somehow I wanna know all about you. Deep connection lights a spark. You already know me when we dance in the dark. We're dreamers. We live it. We're dreamers.
like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings, but now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah. 'Cause I'm the winner, yes. Am I awake or am I dreaming? So far gone, I won't look back. And when I move, there ain't no stopping me. You're pushing me up to the top. I saw the clouds looking angry, but then the sky reached my mind. And when I space out, I see the possibilities unfolding the way that I want. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner.
You cut me loose and set me free. Hey everyone, welcome. Hi, we are on our final lesson for List Growth Made Easy. So if you are somebody who has been wanting to grow an email list because you're struggling to attract people to you, or if you are attracting them to you, you've been struggling to nurture them and love on them and convert them into a customer, well, List Growth Made Easy has been the most awesome program, and it's still available for the next week and a little if you want to jump on in and join us in the List Growth Made Easy challenge. You just head to listgrowthmadeeasy.com and you will be able to come and join and get in on the action. But right now we are about to deliver our last lesson in the List Growth Made Easy course. Now, this whole program I've been creating live, which is, it's actually a course, and we're putting it all into an online course, and what's going to happen with that is it's going to be taken down. That's right. So you will have seen all the bloopers and the mistakes and the technical difficulties we've had over the time of creating this online course for you. And then we go and we edit and we make it all sexy and all the things. And also we have our amazing VIPs who are joining us in the VIP room. Let's say hi, Sparkle Hounds, baby. Well, look at all our VIPs starting to jump on in. Some of them like to hang out in the VIP room while we're broadcasting. Some like to watch in the live stream and then jump on in. Who's excited for like the last official lesson? Oh my goodness. But we do have an opportunity for the masterclass that is coming up, where we're going to recap and also show you next steps. So I'll be telling you all about our masterclass real soon. But at the moment, oh my goodness, it's really warm in my office and I've got a fan blowing and I keep getting these little flyaways like rubbing my nose and my face. I'm like, stop it! And I can't even move the fan right now. All right, I'm just going to have to put up with the flyaways and the nose tickles and pretend they're not there during the recording. I don't know if I can. All right. All right, guys. So, yeah, this is really going to bug me. All right, let's do that. Let's hopefully it'll stop getting me in the nose and tickling me. All right. Well, thank you all for joining me. And List Growth Made Easy has been a mission, a journey, and definitely lots of amazing people have come through List Growth Made Easy with us, actually through the entire training that we've been running since last year, a new course that we didn't expect to actually make, which I will definitely share with you. I'm going to come live and I'm going to share with you like the whole experience and the whole journey of turning an idea into like 3 courses, which was not my intention at all when I started this back in October last year. It was not supposed to be what it turned into, and it just is. And it is what it is, but here we are in our final lesson. So as you all know, I pause to get in the frame and do all the right things before we start the lessons. So let me know, have you been, if you're in the chat or you're watching this on the live, have you been through the whole journey with us since October? VIPs, I can't push your comments up on screen, but if you've got the live stream open and you do post on the live, I can push them up. But who's been here since October last year? And some of you even since September when I started working with Amy Porterfield, I know, right? Okay, so let's set up for the recording part of the content. And then we're going to go to the VIPs. We're going to, Cindy goes, yep, since September. All right, so let's do the recording part for the actual course, and then we'll head on over to the VIPs and get their takeaways from this session, and then we'll do some live Q&A. And today, I can't hang around for a really long time. We've just got some personal things that have come up. So, look, we've got people here, yep, since November, says Pat. Jacqueline, since October. Karen says she's been through all 3. Look at you guys. Awesome. It's been a journey, that's for sure. And we've got some amazing founders out of it as well, which was totally not what we expected to be doing. But I'm going to share that story I'm going to do a debrief of the whole thing in another live about what happened, why we did what we did, and all the crazy that's happened between, really, it was like September last year, or August, September last year, when this whole thing started, and now we're nearing the end. All right, let's do the content for today. Well, you've made it all the way through. You have created your list building machine. You've got yourself a lead magnet. You've built a landing page, a thank you page with an offer to a small ticket item or into a consult. You've set up your calendar if that's what you decided to do. And also you've created your first 5 sales emails series. So the give series and the ask series. So you've come so far. Now, of course, we spoke in our last lesson about traffic sources. So now you've got this amazing list building machine made. What are you going to do? How are you going to drive traffic? And we went through that in the last lesson. But now what? Well, this is just the start of your journey in creating your tech ecosystem that we like to call it the Sparkle Tech ecosystem, that's going to be the backbone of your business. So this is literally the top end of the funnel about getting emails and leads and converting a few of those, what we like to call jumpers, the ones that are ready to say yes when they first meet you. But as you know, we always say the work we do today to grow our email list affects our bank account in 3 to 6 months' time, because as coaches, consultants, and course creators, people need to know, like, and trust us before they say yes to our programs. So what I'm going to share with you today is next steps. I'm going to walk you through what we like to call the customer lifecycle experience. So what is the experience they do with you and all the different stages that you go through? Now, you will have noticed when you pulled in the different automations into KEAP or whatever program you decided to use, you saw that they were called stage 1 and stage 3. And there's a reason behind that, is because they are actually one of the 7 or the 2 of the 7 stages that we actually take people to and through as part of our sales and marketing automation. But when we say automation, we're not saying there's no human to human connection at all. What we're saying is we're automating the repetitive tasks, the things that you don't need to be doing, so that we can free up more time for you to spend time with those real humans. You shouldn't be in there sending every single email. You shouldn't have to make sure that you send a newsletter every week. There are as many different parts of the customer's experience and life cycle with you that automation can help. So let us head on over to my whiteboard and let me talk you through each of the actual 7 stages of the customer's life cycle experience. All right, so here we are on my whiteboard. Now, the first stage, which you all started making, is the lead generation. So stage 1 is where we are collecting emails. Okay, so before lead generation is our traffic source. So that's where you've got to go out and do your networking, pound the pavement, pay for ads, knock on Facebook group doors, those types of things, which we spoke about in the last lesson. But most of your lead generation is actually done on autopilot. Literally 99% of your lead generation will be done on autopilot. And even if you have KEAP and you attend a networking event, you can just snap a photo of somebody's business card and it automatically will populate your KEAP CRM with all of their lead information. So even that part of it is really automated. Now, the reason for that is we don't know if these are exactly the right fit for us just yet. So we want to automate the top end of the funnel. So there's all these different kind of stages that people move through as they go down the funnel and get closer to us to eventually to a sale. And then beyond the sale, we've got other things that we need to do with them as well. So at the very top of the funnel, that is lead generation. So you know what that is now. You've already done it. You've chosen one of many different types of lead generation tools, which was just a downloadable PDF or just a single video. Most of you, of course, went with the downloadable PDF because I gave you the PDF. You just had to fill in the middle and I gave you all the marketing copy on either end of that PDF. Now, the second stage, which we skipped over because it's a little bit different of a build and it's not something that we actually build early on because it's not as important. You know, in a year or more after you've really got the lead to sale part fixed, then you will also do the indoctrination. Now, I know some people think another one is orientation. Okay, we are not a cult. The Sparkle World is not a cult. But your indoctrination series is the automation can recognize if that person has ever been on our list before. And if they haven't, then what they do is they go through an orientation or indoctrination series. And it's a series of emails, like 5 separate emails that we send to them, and we can track how engaged a brand new person is. So if they open one email, then they're 20% indoctrinated. If they open 3 emails, then they're 60% indoctrinated. And if they open all 5, then that's going to be like, wow, this could be somebody who's hot, who really loves us, who really loves our content. And then, of course, it would go to the sales team to see whether or not we want to if they're actually a qualified person for us. Now, this is not something that we set up straight away, because at the moment when you first start, you're still trying to hone in your niche and your audience and all of that. And we can certainly push it to your account and you can go through and edit it, but you need to understand how to read the metrics on the back end of that. So we didn't teach it in this particular training, but that is what stage 2 is. Now, stage 3, which is what you did, this is called our nurture to convert stage. So nurture to convert is if they've hit the lead generation and we've gone through, and then you saw stage 3 was the ask emails. So they're hovering between, they're in the convert and nurture series. So we're delivering them value, and then we're asking, which is the convert series, whether or not they want to buy. Okay, so that's nurture to convert. Now, there are lots of things in the nurture to convert. We could do a long-term nurture sequence, and if you decide to join us in our masterclass, that's going to be a gift. We're giving you a long-term nurture gift to put into your accounts or to copy and paste into whatever software you're using. And that way, you're showing up at least every single week in their inbox, and we're going to show you how simple that is to create. Other nurture to converts series might be you're running, so you lead gen them into a webinar and then you're nurturing them through to the webinar. Or maybe you've got another one, what we call the cycling offers. So in the cycling offers, we do something really cool. We will send an email on a particular topic that say is on, let's just take an example, time management, okay? If they don't open that email that week, then they move to another topic next week and it'll be something like mindset, for example, okay? Now, if they open the mindset email, then they get delivered a series of emails which give, ask. So we follow the same pattern in that email sequence. Now, if they get all the way to the down to the bottom and they don't take the ask, they loop back and they start again. So they'll get the time management email and the system goes, have they opened this and been through this before? If not, then send. And so it will send. And then if they open it, they'll go through it. If they don't, next week it'll go to week 2 and it'll say, did they get the mindset one? And if it says yes, it'll skip it and send them the following. So this is what we call cycling offers. Now, the reason for this is because we have 3 rules when it comes to automating your system. I'm going to write these ones down the bottom. So rule number 1 is always build a fast track. So remember when we built out your funnel, we had the fast track would be, yes, give me the downloadable. Yes, give me the offer on the thank you page. Yes, book the appointment. Yes, I want to join you. That's the fast path. The slow path was, no, they didn't take the appointment, but now, then what? We're going to send them some more information and then ask again. And so that is always build a slow path. There's always build a fast path, always build a slow path. And the third rule, and this is what gives you real momentum with your list, is this is no dead ends. No dead ends. This means no email inside of your CRM ever stops moving. So they're always getting value and occasionally getting an ask. So that's the rules we follow when we're building out our automations. So in a mapping session that people do with me or an automation audit, what I do is I make sure you have a fast path, you have a slow path, and then what? What if they don't take the offer? Where are we going to send them? So they continue to get loved and nurtured, given great resources until they're informed enough to make that decision if you are the right fit for them. All right, so we've got stages 1, lead gen, 2, the indoctrination. Stage 3 is nurture to convert, and stage 4 is sales. So these first 3, these are really sitting in your marketing department of your business, okay? So at the sales area, now we're getting a lot more human-to-human connection. A few of the convert ones might be live webinars and things like that, but we want that top end to be as automated as possible. So as we fall down the funnel, we're actually spending the most time with those who want and need our help the most, rather than wasting our time on freebie chasers and people that are just not yet ready for us. But in the sales sequence, there is a lot more human-to-human connection, or I like to call it H-to-H marketing. You know, you've got B2B marketing, B2C marketing. Well, H-to-H marketing, human-to-human. And that's like your sales calls, your live challenges and launches, your live trainings, your live workshops to convert them into a sale. Our setters will get on the phone with them, but there is also automation inside the sales. For example, if somebody's qualified, it'll set up a task to tell our sales team to follow up. If they don't pick up the phone, we can tick a little button. It'll set up a reminder to call them again, and it'll also send them an email and a text message to tell them that we tried to call them, and we'll try again in another few days. Imagine not having to type every email. Every time you pick up a call, you just tick a button, an email goes out and says, hey, we just tried to call you. So when you do leave that message, they're also getting a text message, a voicemail, and an email. And 2 days later, we also send another email and set up a task for the team to remember to give them a call. Because you know the fortune's in the follow-up, right? Now, there's a lot of automation that happens in there, but also that human-to-human connection. Plus, inside the sales automation, we can grant products. We can give them access to contracts. We can, automate a lot of other things that happens during the sales process as well. Once we move from there, we move to stage number 5. Stage number 5 is fulfillment, or, depends what you're doing, onboarding. Now, fulfillment for us would be if we had a package or something that we needed to send to a member, that would be fulfillment. There'd be an automation that goes off to the Sparkle mail fairy, and the mail fairy knows that she needs to put a package together for this person. Onboarding would be a series of educational videos that get released to them to onboard, and a message to get them to book in their onboarding mapping session. So in this fulfillment area, once they've paid the money, like you think you have got a lot of love coming through this training, once they pay and they become like one of your like high ticket clients, you got to wow the pants off those people. You don't just want to deliver, you want to wow them. You want them becoming raving fans and telling all their friends about it. So if you think the free training's good inside the Sparkle world or inside of your world, you want them thinking, wow, if I get that in the free or the low ticket offers, imagine if I jumped into their higher programs. And that's what we teach you inside the Sparkle world, is not just automation, but how to truly love your people, make them feel seen, heard, and truly appreciated for being part of your whole world and ecosystem. Now, stage number 6, and stage 6 can actually fall between sort of up here. Sometimes we can put a stage 6 up in here as well, where we're converting them to a low ticket offer, right? And then into a larger sale. But we do build it in under the stage 6 area, because say they get to the end of your course or your coaching program, well, right? Then what? Maybe you've got a membership program. Maybe you've got a mastermind group. Maybe you've got something further to keep them moving through your world and servicing them. Once they hit that initial transformation, how can we then go on to further serve and help them to get to like all your knowledge and experience that you've gained over the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years, right? We can't teach it all in a 12-week program or even in a month that we've spent together here. And then the final stage, which a lot of people forget about, is testimonials and referrals. And this one we can get, or reviews, okay? Now, we can automate the back end of these ones, because once they've been in our program for a little while, maybe we want to check how they're going. So there's a few different automated campaigns we can build in this area. One of them is what we call an Nps survey. So say they've been with us for 4 weeks or 3 months, we can send out an email to get a rating from them. And in an NPS survey, we're looking for people that are what we call detractors, neutral, or promoters. Now, what that means is if they score us really low, we don't want to go, oh, well, that must be a horrible person. No, we want to reach out to them and say, oh, you didn't like our program. What could we do better? And that way we can further serve, improve our products and services, and make sure what we're giving and delivering is really top quality. The ones in the middle, the neutrals, they're neither either way, but it's great to still then go, okay, they're a neutral, maybe they'll leave us a review, or can send them to Google to leave a review, or you could send them to ask them to do a testimonial on your business page, something along those lines. And then your promoters that score really high, those ones you automate an email that goes out and says, wow, we love that you loved our program. We would love to know more. Bring them in for an interview, right? Get them hooked up into the calendar and then give them an interview, transcribe it, turn it into a review. You've got a video, you've got photos, you've got all the things. And guess what? Now you have social proof. Nothing sells your products and services more than social proof. I could tell you how amazing the Sparkle world is over and over and over again, but when you hear the results from our clients, when you see how amazing they are and the results, like we're creating 6 and 7 figure businesses with the systems we teach inside the Sparkle world, when you see that and you hear the support, you're going to believe that. And a lot of the time when people are thinking about joining the Sparkle world, I'm like, you just ask any of our clients to jump on the phone with them, and I'm sure they will give you their own, we don't pay them, testimonial about our products and services. So that is what is next. This is the beginning of your tech ecosystem for building your business online. And these are just an overview, like a high level 3,000 foot view of what you can automate in your business. Now, you're not going to build it all in a week, even a month, or even a year. We're still adding and tweaking and improving, because don't forget the magical words: build it, measure it, optimize it. And that's what you're constantly doing when you're setting up your automation at all of these different stages. So there we go. If you would like your own automation audit to check if you've got a slow path, a fast path, or no dead ends, then I invite you to actually book yourself an automation call. We have opened up just a few. There is only a few time slots available, and it is at sparkleclassacademy.com/automation call. If you head there, I believe there's a handful of calls that we've opened up. Please make sure that if you do book the appointment, this is not for current clients, okay? This is for people that I haven't looked at their automation before. Make sure that you do turn up. If you don't, you won't be allowed to reschedule, because my time, as you all know, is very, very limited. I do not want people to be time wasters or tire kickers. I'm going to give you actionable tips and steps and processes to implement, and that would be you stealing from somebody else who really wants and needs it. So if you're going to book, make sure you are committed to turning up, because you will not get the opportunity to book another one of these appointments, okay? You'll go on our list. Look, if something comes up and life happens, I totally get it. It's totally fine. Just make sure you do give us at least 24 hours notice so that we can give the opportunity to anybody that is on the wait list for when I open up my sessions again. And this is for all of you who have come through the List Growth Made Easy program. Now, if there is no appointments on the list, then please email us at ask@teamsparkle.com.au. Let me just reset that one, because I don't think I actually have it. let's just do this one. Hang on, business. This is what we call doing things on the fly, guys. Oh dear. So if you would like to book yourself a call to get an automation audit, then just head to sparkleclassacademy.com/automation call, and I will be happy to go through your systems and processes, check that you've got a fast path, a slow path, and no dead ends. And I'm going to give you tactical tips and strategies that you can walk away and implement into your business. Now, if you would like one of these calls, it's open to anyone who has come through the List Growth Made Easy program. However, you must attend the appointment. Please do not take the appointment from somebody else. If you don't show up, you won't be allowed to book another appointment. These appointments are very limited, and we only open up a limited amount of calls each month for the List Growth Made Easy program. Now, if you can't get one of these appointments, then what I would like you to do is please email us at ask@teamsparkle.com.au and ask to be put on the waiting list for the business automation audit, and we will pop you on the waiting list. And then as soon as a spot becomes available, maybe a cancellation comes up, then one of my team members will reach out to you to actually book one of those calls. But we usually only open up maybe between 5 and 10 of these appointments every month, specifically for the List Growth Made Easy people. So if you're serious about taking your automation to the next level, if you want to stop getting leads and letting them fall through the cracks, and if you're truly ready to start to utilize the follow-up system, stop leaving money sitting on the table, and literally as your automation is built out, you can start taking off some of those hats, like you're juggling everything and spinning lots of plates, you will finally be able to spend more time with those people that want and need your help. Of course, you've got to build the foundation first, but if that's something you're serious about, if you want to get real systems and processes set up and installed into your business that not only will save you time, but will create a more sustainable, scalable business now and forever, and build yourself an amazing asset that literally will be worth more than your house when it's done. So just go there, and if you can't get an appointment, then just shoot us an email and we will ensure that you go onto the wait list. All right, guys, there we go. That is the final lesson. Whoop, whoop. Hello, VIPs. All right, you've got to wait for me to do my thing. All right, I've got to go to that one over there, and I've got to go to that one up there. All right, I'm looking for key takeaways from today's lesson. So who would like to share some key takeaways? And I just want to be really, really honest with you guys. We're going to stop the live stream and go dark soon with the VIPs. Unfortunately, we've got to head to a funeral in another hour and a bit, and I've got to go and, you know, do all the things and drop clothes off to my daughter at school and stuff. So we've got a little bit of a challenge this afternoon to get through. So I'm going to do a little bit of time here, and then we'll go dark with the VIPs, but I won't be able to stay in as long as I normally do. But who would like to share a key takeaway from the lesson that we presented today? Don't be shy. Come on. Yes, Robin.
Most of those things I've seen before and know about, but what I really like, it's actually in a list or in a process. First you do this, then that, then and it's laid out clearly. That's what I really like about that.
Oh, excellent. Awesome. Do you have many of those set up currently?
No.
No. That's okay. Who else would like to share a key takeaway?
They're in here.
Yeah, they're up there. Yeah.
They're in here.
I love it. What about you, Reba? I see you hiding up there in the corner. What was your key takeaway?
I like the way you laid the outline of the whole picture. So that helps us. I mean, coming from the teaching field, I don't know that much about business. We think we do because we're educators and we think we know a lot. I like that you laid it out. I didn't know what the detractor was. So you just told me. I've seen it in surveys, but it just gives me a more of a clear picture, even though I'm going to say it anyway. I feel behind. But I just like seeing the whole picture. Some people, we know we need to see the whole thing so that we can get focused and go down that trail. I really appreciate that. I also appreciate the fact that I'm learning more about KEAP and seeing the real purpose of having it. We don't understand it. And when you went through all the extra tasks and all the hats, and I see myself doing that already with the few email leads that I have, I am doing the repeated thing over and over and over and responding. And I may have to break down.
Yes, I know, right? That just those silly tasks. We've got lots of rules. Everything's got rules, but we've got a rule of 3 when it comes to automating, which is if you do something 3 times, stop and ask yourself, can this be automated? Now, it might be a 5-minute job, but you do it multiple times a day or a week. Might take you a day or 2 to set it up. But guess what? Once it's done, it's done. And you never have to manually do it again. So the time saved in maybe putting aside a day to automate something versus doing it 5 minutes multiple times a week, eventually it's going to save you more time. So you can then spend time in your jobs that are closer to the money than those repetitive tasks. Who else would like to share a key takeaway? I'd love to go around the room. Karen, what about you? What was a key takeaway for you?
I just like seeing the big picture of everything included. We've been so focused on the funnel and all of that, and I kept going, but where do I go from here? And I had no idea what the next steps were. So I really liked having that laid out as to this is what you do. And I also liked how, I've been other groups and stuff where it's like, if somebody didn't show interest right away, they were just like, well, who cares? And they just left them behind instead of finding out, well, how could you have really reached out to them and made your program better and made it a better experience for them. So I really like how you explain what you do and all of that and how you look at them. So
yeah, well, like I say, every email is a beautiful human on the other side. And I want everyone to feel heard and loved and appreciated. They give up their time to come into the Sparkle world, and, I'm there to give, and I want to make it the best experience possible. Angela, how about you, honey? What's a key takeaway for you?
Hello, fellow sparklers. I, like Karen was saying, thinking that, putting it all together and actually seeing it come together and the flow. And then for those people, I'm sitting here trying to figure out, okay, now, how am I going to make this work for me in the travel industry? And thinking about that. And then when you said about the survey, and then I'm thinking that maybe I can ask questions of, how better to serve them or to derive at those answers to kind of, run them back through the system.
Yeah. Well, you'll get all the templates for the surveys because you're in our program. So we'll be pushing all of those out and we'll be helping you track all the metrics and dial it in. And it's going to be awesome. I love that you come in now after we did the Canva training with a new sparkly background of some sort. I'm loving it. Oh, dear.
Bright like a diamond.
Yeah, baby. What about you, Cindy? How did that lesson, what were some takeaways in that one for you?
Yeah. I think just for me as well, I'm such a visual person. So just the actual graphic of an actual funnel, so you can see the process, just really hits home for me like, oh, okay, so I'm at here. this is what I need to do next. So it's that step-by-step sort of process.
Yeah.
A little bit that I find it just helps to cement what I've already learned and where I've got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Awesome. Well, guys, I mean, this is like the last official like training that's going into the course, but we do have a masterclass that is coming up. Now we have, let me just set up the link for that. Let me just go down to here because I forgot to make it. Just like that one. Let's just duplicate that little sucker there. Come on. All right, let me just fix up this and put in the URL, which is that. Oh, don't need a capital T. So I'm going to go from this scene. No, not that one. From this side. Do you feel like you're somebody who's juggling all of the things? You're wearing all of the hats. You're time poor. You're overworked. And you're a coach who is solution driven and you truly are growth orientated and you just want help with all of the repetitive tasks so that you can truly scale and grow your business to 6 and 7 figures. Well, I'd love to invite you to come and join us in a free live masterclass called the Freedom Funnel Formula, where I'm going to share with you step by step all of the strategies that we have done to grow this 7-figure business, where we have been able, literally, I'm going to map out everything we do to be able to sustain and create a scalable coaching and course creator business. So if you are interested in learning more about how to grow a sustainable and lead flowing, customer getting business, then I'd love to invite you to come and join the Freedom Formula Masterclass. Just use the link below. Come on in and make sure you get your pen and paper handy, put your student hat on, because you're going to walk away with amazing actionable tasks, strategies and tips that will truly give you that freedom and lifestyle that you've always wanted for your business using sales and marketing automation. Look forward to seeing you in there. All right, so there you go. I just made an ad. So I'm going to send that off to my guy. He'll do that and go, more, do more. That's not enough. So that class at the Freedom Funnel Formula, that one is we're starting next week. So we've got 4 master classes. Looks like some of you already got this morning's email that went out. There was a workbook attached to it. If you got in really early before we realized we had the wrong workbook attached to the email, this is what we call imperfect action at its best. There may or may not be a completed workbook by the time the masterclass comes, just say it. Because this is a brand new masterclass that I've never done before publicly. It's something that we teach, but after coming to the end of this program, I'm like, well, now you probably, who would like to see in behind the scenes of all the strategies of how we create challenges, create webinars, all of those things. How do we come up with those ideas? Well, that's what I'm going to give you inside of this masterclass, because when you look at group coaching programs and starting to serve more one-to-many, you're no longer trading time for money. And you guys know here in the VIP room, right? Sometimes people ask questions that you didn't even know you had. And that's also the power of group coaching. And also, how many of you are like DMing each other now and like becoming friends outside of here? Yeah. So that's the other thing, and the other power behind running group coaching programs is, sure, it doesn't mean you still can't do high ticket one-on-one stuff, but you can still do quality high ticket group coaching programs that actually give amazing results, create community, and your clients actually learn more through other people asking questions and listening as well. So, and it'll have all the same, click by click, lots of doodle drawings on my whiteboard for you. So get ready to draw lots of pictures with me in the masterclass. I can't wait to share it with you. It's my passion, what we're doing. It's the full 7-stage thing that I showed you, but in a much more detailed way. That's what we'll be sharing with you in the masterclass, not just that 10-minute lesson that we had. It's going to be a full hour or more. I don't know, I haven't timed it. All right, we are coming to a close of these classes. There is still a live Q&A. We've still got masterclasses, and if you haven't yet registered, we do have a 24-hour live. I'm going live on the hour every hour for 24 hours in 2 weeks' time. So that's also going to teach you lots of pieces around the growth and scalable strategies that we teach. But I would love now to go around the room, and I really want to ask everyone who started the List Growth Made Easy program, whether you started, way back in the Canva days to thinking, oh my God, I've got to use all this tech, to now maybe finished or partway through building and you can see the end result. What did you say yes? Why did you go, yeah, I'm going to do this thing? What was your biggest struggle? And then tell us, how do you feel now at the end? All right, I'll give you a minute to write that down. But when you first joined, what was your biggest struggle? What made you say yes? And some of you even pulled out your credit card to come into the room. What made you do that? What was your biggest struggle? And then the second one is, now how do you feel? What can you see? What's that light at the end of the tunnel? And we're definitely going to do live Q&A in the dark room real soon. All right, Angela, let's start with you. When you joined, because you still got your hand up, when you joined, what was your biggest struggle that made you pull out that credit card and join us here?
Well, my biggest struggle has always been the automation portion of it. And when I joined under Canva Made Easy, I was thinking, okay, well, I do a lot of things in Canva. And actually yesterday I hit, I think 200 items that they gave me a little award for creating 200 things in there. But the Canva Made Easy portion is what got me into the door. But then when you started talking about automation, which was a different language to me, and I knew it was something that I needed to learn, and just haven't run across the right people until I met the sparkle girl who loves purple like me. So it has, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about where I'm going. And once I get this set up, and especially the next part of it, after this masterclass and the freedom funnel, and I can't wait because it was something that scared me. So now I'm ready to tackle it.
So before, you said you heard about automation. What did you think automation was?
It was this techno puzzle that was on the screen that I didn't understand, and especially with the tags and having to link it to this, and then having to go in there and put a time on it as to when you wanted to go out. So I thought it was too overwhelming for me, because I didn't have enough information. It was a breakdown between the coach and the actual technical parts of it.
Yeah.
So, and everybody's not a coach, even though they may have the title of coach, but everybody's not a coach.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to me, there's a difference between being a coach and a mentor. You would have seen Sally's coach come out when I was with Sarah yesterday. Coaching is just asking really good questions. A mentor is a teacher. They tell you what to do. And that's the difference. And I always think to myself, do I need to put my coaching hat on right now? Or do I need to put my tell you what to do mentor hat on? Or other people might call that a consultant hat, where a consultant is guiding you and telling you what to do. I mean, that's how I kind of measure up both a coach and a consultant. Like a coach helps you find what's in you that already exists and just helping you recognize things, where a mentor and a consultant is literally saying, okay, now go do this, do it this way, and this is why. It's like the teacher up the front. Karen, how about you? What was your biggest struggle when you entered the Sparkle world?
I had a lot of head knowledge, but I didn't. Again, like you'd said at the beginning of the class, you know, so many people tell you why you should have a funnel, and why you should do all these things, but they never really told you or showed you how to do it. And so for me, it just gave me the push and the accountability. You know, it's easy to say, oh, this is too much. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow, and then you put it off and you never do it. But with the way you've got your system set up, and you do the click by click, and you show how to do it. And even though I'm not using KEAP, you give everything that you need to do, no matter what software you're using.
Yeah.
And so I really, really like that. And the badges are great. I love the badges.
Right, there's like whatever. We're always trying to think of fun, creative ways to get you from one end to the other. Inside of our other program, we actually have like major traction points you have to get to keep moving forward and giving you that momentum. When you said you had a lot of head knowledge, tell me a little bit more about that. What do you mean by you felt like you had a lot of head knowledge?
Like, I knew the concept of how a funnel worked and everything, but I still couldn't figure out, okay, but how do you do it? How do you put it together? Where do you know, what's the best approach? And I just had a lot of knowledge on what a funnel is, what it does, why you want one, but not how to put it together. And so that was my big thing. And this is just totally showed me how to do it. I've accomplished more in 3 weeks than I've done in a really long time. Yeah. So, because you just made it possible. Plus, having been in VIP, you can ask questions. So if you don't get it, you know, you've got that accountability and that ability to ask questions. The group, I've never been in such a helpful group ever. You know, usually it's like you do a challenge and then you're done, and you never really connect with anybody. And I've made some great friendships over the last 3 months, 4 months. So,
excellent. Thank you so much for sharing, Karen. That's awesome. What about you, Elfrida? What made you kind of click the button and also pull out your credit card to come and join us inside of the program? What was your biggest struggle? Oh, you're on mute, honey. You're on mute.
Okay, technology. What can I say? Two things brought me into this group. One was the Canva made easy, learning how to do Canva. I had been using Canva for years, but I never did the Pro. And maybe about 3 or 4 months ago, I did the Pro, but every time I would try to study or understand how to do it, I would go here to YouTube, I would go here to Google, you know, I was just chasing the answers. And so when I saw that class, I said, oh, this is going to work for me. I can really learn how to do the Canva. And that's how I got over into this other program, the list building, because I, with the COVID thing, being in travel, everything just shut down. I mean, we just went totally dark in travel. And I had a person tell me that I was a dinosaur. And that's what made me take this class, because I was still telling people on the phone, give me your credit card number, give me your expiration date, or what's your billing address. And they said, you're a dinosaur. Nobody does that anymore. You gotta learn how to automate and get credit cards without, people will hang up on you, or they will go down the street, because nobody does that anymore. So that was the automation that made me want to get involved with the list building.
Yeah.
And I said, well, this is the perfect time. I don't have customers anyway. And then I also shifted from regular travel, you send me travel, which is regular travel, to the disability travel, because I took care of both my parents for 11 years. So I learned a lot about disabled people. And so I said, well, I'm going to make this shift. So while I'm waiting on travel to come back, I'll be ready when it comes back.
Yeah, baby. That is so awesome. And what do you think is the biggest thing that you've learnt from the program?
The biggest thing I learned is that it's, you all say ladder, funnel, but it looks like a ladder to me.
Some people call it a ladder too.
The way a ladder works is one step by one step by one step. And I've always called myself a fast learner. I said, I'm a fast learner. I can learn anything. But when somebody only throws you a crumb, you can't really learn it. And that's what's happening all around the internet. All these coaches are just throwing out crumbs. And I don't care how fast of a learner you are, you don't learn crumbs. You need something more. So
I love that. Thank you. I'm so glad that you have really gotten something out of this and it's being able to help you. How about you, Cindy? You've been with me since it was DCA, wasn't it? You came in with Amy and then, you could have just gone off and done Amy. What made you pull out your credit card and come across into the Sparkle world as well? What was your biggest struggle?
I think, my biggest struggle and why I didn't continue with Amy was I didn't feel ready. I just felt it's where I wanted to go, but I just felt I needed to just come back a little bit and just learn some more basics first.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt I was just jumping in too quickly over my head, and I didn't quite understand what all the first smaller steps first.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I've, it's been so helpful for me just to learn and just to come through those smaller steps. And I love just what Elfrida said, because I was thinking the same thing. I saw a great graphic last night about the steps at a ladder. And there's one where there's big rungs in between and the person's still standing at the bottom. But then there's the one with all the little steps and they've managed to get to the top of the cliff just by taking small steps at a time. And I think that's what's really worked for me, is just to, just to be able to go step by step and to understand as I go, because I can see the big picture of where I want to be and what I want to achieve. But it's just the how-tos in between.
Yeah.
And and I've just not really supported along the way, which is really important as well. And once again, the connection's been great.
Oh, right. That's why I love the Sparkle world. Like I just, when you look at other people's businesses and you think, what is the thing that you don't like? And for me, it's that impersonal interaction where it's just tippy-tap typing to each other and not being able to ask a question and answer it quickly versus, I'll ask a question with my tippy taps and then they'll ask me another question. I'm trying to tippy tap real fast back and I'm not great at the fast, and then they're off to the next person's question. And so that's why I've always loved this sort of environment, and then watching you guys learn from each other. So often I hear, just what Elfrida said or what Karen said, and I just learned from, it's such a great feeling. Now you said you needed to learn the basics. So what were you sort of thinking, like with the basics? What were those biggest struggle points regarding the
just
learning?
Where to start. Just really where to start, because as I said yesterday, I'm watching what my competitors are doing and I'm seeing and learning from them. Okay, this is great. I need to be doing that. How do I do it? Where do I start? So it's just really getting the basics and just being shown where to start and what to do.
Yeah, awesome. And now, how do you feel at the end?
A lot more confident. I can see the light. Not so much at the end of the tunnel, but it's shining more brightly for me, for my future and where I want to go with my business. And I'm really excited for that.
Oh, it gives me goosebumps watching how far you've come with, I can't do the tech. I don't know if this is the right thing for me. I'm like, let me give you the recipe. It'll all come together. What about you, Robin?
Oh, we're still getting there.
You
Work in
are.
progress.
Hey, darling, it's only literally, we've really only got you into the tech in the last 3 or so weeks, right? We've done a lot of playing in pretty designs and graphics, but the real business stuff has started it just only in the last 3 weeks. So you've done amazingly well. So pat yourself on the back. I don't want to hear any yeah buts, which, you know, yeah buts. And she got that from yesterday.
Yeah, but I've got a question for you, but that's okay.
We'll do that one in darkroom if that's all right.
Yeah.
Robin, how about you? What made you click the button? What was your biggest struggle that made you come and join us? You're on mute too before you start talking.
Okay. Well, like Karen, I had head knowledge about funnels, and I know they, you know, that's where I knew I needed to go. I had some software to use, but it was actually sort of the nuts and the bolts of how, and the step-by-step how to put it together. You know, I found the information that you've provided already, and it's not that it's been a lot, but it's been helpful about tagging and how the triggers work and best practice as far as tagging within your list goes. It's just the nitty-gritty of what works, because you can sort of fumble around and try and do all sorts of stuff, but to actually come alongside someone who is doing it, knows how to do it, what works best, you've done the testing, you know what works, and to actually come alongside someone like you, that has been incredibly valuable for me.
Oh, thank you. And what were you sort of thinking prior to joining this? Like, what were the feelings you were having about your business and where it was at?
Well, I was excited for what lay ahead. You know, I've got, you know, a large amount of content to draw on, and so I was excited by that. But what I've learned is you don't know what you don't know. And there was a lot of stuff that I didn't know was going to be involved to actually maximize the efficiency of it and maximize the returns. And so then I guess what I could see happening is, you know, well, you give it a go and it doesn't work, and then you get discouraged and you go, oh, well, I tried that and that didn't work. Where do I go? What do I do now? So fortunately that hopefully won't happen. Yeah, so I'm still, you know, excited and anticipating, you know, good results moving forward.
Yes.
But I'm better educated. But I am better educated now than I was 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Oh, that's so good. I love seeing such big transformations in such a short period of time. I mean, you know, business is a journey. It's a journey for life. We're always learning. I mean, the position we were in a year, 2, 3, 4 years ago, it shifts. As we grow, so does our business model grow with us. We reposition where and the types of clients we look after as we individually and as a team grow as well. How about you, Reba? What was your biggest struggle? What made you click the button, come join us here in VIP?
Well, I started with the Canva Made Easy, and I think I was, what Alfreda said, you know, we went to this Canva video and that video, we got pro and we didn't. But then I heard your video about the business, and I did some consulting, but you know, a little bit of customers here. And because I haven't quite got into the course, but just from the videos and our lives and from our networking, I was able to send out just on one sentence the other day. And I've got tons of people coming in, and now I don't know what to do. And I just, now I dread picking up my phone because I'm ding, ding, ding. And like you said yesterday, it's an accidental funnel. That wasn't the funnel I wanted. That wasn't even my lead. And that tells me it does work. It works. And so, but I'm doing that repetitive thing. And now you're making me understand what the funnel meant and what's the purpose of having a CRM. We think we can just, well, I'll just email them back and they'll come in. I'm going to have to do a group session with these people. And I like what you said about your time. I'm going to be telling them when I do this little free hour with you, you better come ready because I'm not going to spend. It's just like, I don't know what to do with all of it. And I haven't even gotten to the course yet. And so now when I go into the course, I'm going to know exactly what I'm looking at, what I'm doing, what's the benefit of it. But again, like you said, the live and hearing everybody talking and sharing and giving each other advice. And I've learned so much, and I haven't even gotten to the course past the pre-training yet. And the business is there. It's there. And by talking to you guys, I can know what to do until I get into the course. I just got to get these people in this system. But I see the audience. I see where it is. And I think you talked about how we can move them to the right funnel. You also talked about having separate types of customers, because every time I look at, we got a new class, a new course for people that want different things. But I truly appreciate, I think I put it in my post, you and everybody in this group, you have been my saviors, because it is coming so fast that I don't know what to do.
Oh, you bring so much energy to the room. Every time you speak, I'm like, preach. I love it. I love it. And I love that, you took one of the tips, you put it out there, and you ended up with an accidental funnel. I've done that. That's what happened with Canva. Literally, that's what happened with the Canva Made Easy program. It was an accidental funnel. And now, like, you're going to be able to move on. Yeah, sure, you've kind of come in a little late. You're not behind. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. You've got access for life. So you're going to be able to go in, build out the starting foundations. I can't wait to see, what comes at the end of that. Just make sure you keep in contact. And, we've still got another couple of weeks together in this stuff with the masterclasses and everything. Jacqueline. So Jackie just joined. She's a little secret squirrel with Angela. Did she tell you today, Angela? She did.
I did.
Yeah, baby. Oh, we're so excited to have you. You're my little passion project right now.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, darling. So when you joined, what was your biggest struggle? What were the thoughts and the things going through your head?
Well, I came in through Canva. I forgot. That was my hook. And then you start talking about business. And what did you ask me? What was the last question you asked me?
Yeah, the biggest struggle. So what made you go? Because you could do pretty pictures. I
didn't have any idea what all that involved. And then when I saw these ladies coming in, the travel agents, the authors, the teachers, the this, the that, I was intimidated. And so I felt like it really wasn't the place for me. I kind of hung around anyway, because the business building made easy, it taught me some things that I didn't, that I wasn't aware of. And then I began to realize that, you really do know the business end of things, because some of these things I can say I didn't know anything about it. We got into the funnels, because I think I struggled with that funnel. What's that? And I've been seeing it advertised on Facebook, and I know that it involved marketing and all that. I'm going, ooh, that's too much for me. I can't do it. Then you start breaking it down. You say, well, I have this building made easy to teach you how to, do the, the email list. And I'm still getting through that. But, it's like coming together with, with you having, mapped it all out pretty much. I just have to put on my thinking cap, which I didn't like to do. It's easy to go in there and put some stuff together, but when I have to use my brain, that's a whole nother thing. But I'm like, Frida, I can learn some stuff now. I call myself a quick learner, but it didn't seem like it was coming together too quick for me. And I hesitated several times, because I really felt like I needed to advance. And that's the part that I had a problem with this. I didn't really have, I just wanted to, see it through, because I thought this really was the end. But then when I got into that, into the software, I'm going like, oh, okay, this is business. This is where the girls with the big girls play, So I had to put on my big girl panties to get involved, because I do want to go somewhere. I do want to go further. I would like to, hit that 5-figure, 6-figure mark, in like 10 years. I expected me to hit it, because I really didn't have a plan or a goal. I didn't. I'm just like, hey, Nala, but now it's like, oh no, I want to do this. And so here I am.
Oh, goosebumps all over. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. You're going to love the first sessions that we do. Once we get into the actual program, we're going to kind of look at our larger, what we call the BHAG goals, and then we're going to break it down to annually, quarterly. So we've got some real tangible things to achieve. It's not guessing and like throwing business cards in the air and hoping somebody picks them up. Like we're going to have tangible numbers to follow. And we pick 3 focuses every quarter, not just to try lots of little things and then hope something works. We pick 3 tangible things we truly want to focus on, and we just dial them in. And then next quarter, we pick another 3 things and we dial them in. And we do that forever. Every quarter, my team and I come back together. And what are the 3 things we're going to dial in? Like for us, it's the new training that we're about to do. We've got a whole new training coming out in a few months that's more higher level than list growth, which we have done before, and it was really successful. And we're like, okay, now let's rinse and repeat that one and let's dial it in. So that's our focus once we get through this quarter. This quarter was like, let's do list growth, let's do this business building course and create that. That was ours, but this was that accidental funnel. What about Tammy hiding in the background there? What's been your biggest struggle and thoughts and that around your business that made you come to the Sparkle world?
Oh gosh. When Jacqueline was saying that she didn't feel like maybe she fit into this, or that she just kind of just hung around, she was kind of saying what I was feeling too. I think I've told you guys enough times that I was a homeschool mom, and so for the last 25, 30 years I've been at home and not in the business world. And so I'm kind of double dipping on trying to just learn business itself and catching up to where the world's gone without me, and then trying to get my business to actually work. And so when I found the Canva Made Easy, because I originally just started because I wanted to, everybody was making cute graphics and I didn't even know how to do that. So I took that class, and, it was just that Aussie accent. You just had me at, that. But since I've been here, and in the groups and in the sessions and in the breakout rooms and on the DMs with other people and just getting more and more confident and learning more and more stuff, I'm still a little overwhelmed. I'm still a little bit not where I want to be as far as getting things done, because I'm like a lot of people have said, I used to be somebody who could learn quickly and catch up on things and get things done. But I'm a little bit on the overwhelm, but you make it so easy. And so, I want to learn. I want to get in there and do it. I don't know. It's just all of the above. A lot of what everybody else has said too.
Tell me more. When you say you're feeling overwhelmed, what does that mean? Like, what are the overwhelming feelings and thoughts that you have?
Well, just learning the whole, I'm from assembly. I used to make computer, on assembly line. Yep. And so I know flowcharts. I know how things go, and so just learning how the funnel works, like tonight, you laying that out, just learning how the whole business is supposed to happen, how to nurture somebody, how to send all the emails, how to do all of that. It's just a lot to, remember and catch up on and just see myself in it.
Mm-hmm. And now that you've sort of seen what can be done, what are you thinking about the whole process now?
I still have a little bit of a problem of figuring out how my physical product is going to, I totally see how a coaching thing or a consulting thing would work with the education and doing the freebies and stuff. I'm still having a hard time seeing how it's going to work, converting people to buy physical products from me through an MLM, which has a very big stigma out there.
I worked, and this is how I started, was teaching people about recruiting and team building and all of that. So you've got to brand yourself as a mentor rather than selling a product, because the money's in the team. It's not in selling the products. And be a mentor for your team. And yes, sure, you get to sell products and make money from fun things. But for me, it was stepping into the mentor, lead by example, recruit and do that by example, and then people started to be attracted to that part of the business. So I was still running a very similar funnel where I was teaching people who wanted to start. Network marketing is a gateway drug to running your own business, because you've still got a boss, you've still got laws and, terms and conditions you've got to follow in a network marketing company. But it is like the gateway drug to okay, now I'm going to do my own thing. And that's what sort of happened to me. And network marketing is a personal development company. It's about uplifting and inspiring and bringing you all together and your team together and working together. So shifting the mindset from what we've been doing with Jacqueline, shifting your mindset from the product is just part of your whole being, right? But you are the mentor to your team, because the money's in the team. The money's in coaching and training and lifting them up. Selling the product commissions, it's like pocket change compared to what you get when you've got a really good team.
Yeah. And that's what I have to shift.
Yeah. The more you say it, the more it becomes a reality when you shift away from the product. See, I wasn't selling a product. I was selling a dream. Yeah, of getting paid to have pretty nails. Right? So, yay. You lead with the business, but if they don't, you can go to the product. But if you lead with the opportunity to be your own boss, and then you mentor those people to become confident, to not be scared to sell, to talk to people. I remember going on a plane with heaps of people from my company going from Australia to America. And I would literally stand at the toilet just to have conversations with people, to show my team and all the other consultants on the plane how easy it is to talk to people, and eventually hand them a sample. And they're all sitting there going, oh my God, how'd she do that? So on the plane ride home, I challenged everyone to do it. Go and find a toilet, especially the back of the plane where they keep the chocolates. Hang out there. You can just sit there and eat the chocolates, because people come back there too. And you can do business anywhere. I would walk into a shop, really like the way somebody served me, and I would start wow, you have the best customer service and you have the most gorgeous hands. Have you ever thought about getting paid to have pretty nails, love? Right? And they're like, what do you mean? I go, yeah, I get paid to wear these things. So find a really fun way to introduce your product without being, pushy, and just starting conversations. But yeah, there's definitely a way to do it. It's just removing the product as your first thought and put you, the mentor, the coach, the leader, first and front. And the product is just an extra shiny benefit on the side.
Yeah, and it helps to know a few people too. I know nobody.
Oh, I didn't know that. I was literally, when I started my network marketing business, I was recovering from back surgery, spent 4 months in bed, unable to walk, and grew a team to 100 in my bed.
Wow.
So
Okay.
it's possible. It's totally possible. Literally, all I could do is twice a day get up and walk around the kitchen table very slowly and back to bed while I learnt to walk again. So, yeah, you can do it. When you believe you can. And I was showing up in the DMs. That's how I showed up as a leader, in the DMs. Okay. Sarah. Hello, Sarah, who's done every single course ever created since she joined the Sparkle world. So you first joined us was back in sales and marketing school days before we're about to legacy it. Why? What made you go, you know what? Because you came in through, actually, the one that we're redoing, the one that we're going to hone right in on. You came in through the automation challenge, didn't you? I believe. Yeah. You're on mute. We're going back to the old days before Canva took over the world. Yeah.
I can't do backgrounds on my phone. They won't work.
No. You can mute and all. Yeah.
Well, I couldn't figure it out anyway.
Yeah, that's okay. So tell me, what was the reason for you saying yes? What was your biggest pain points and struggles when you decided to join the Sparkle world?
Well, I had taken several courses on how to create online courses, and they just kind of gave me breadcrumbs. You know, they said, do this, but they didn't really give me a lot of in-depth information. And so I'm, pretty technical savvy, and I was able to, kind of piece some things together, but then I didn't know what to do with it. And so when I came in for the automation challenge, that got me started. And like I've said many times before, your courses offer just so much information that it was well worth it. And it was a free challenge. So it was kind of a no-brainer. And then when we talked more and I needed more help and I wanted to progress in my business, then the next step was sales marketing school. And but in the meantime, I've done the other programs because there's a lot of one-on-one time. And I really need that support and that motivation and the encouragement from the other people in the group, because I have a little bit of a self-motivation problem. So I really get charged up when I come into these sessions. And doing the sales marketing school, that's kind of self-directed, and I learned a lot from it, but I kind of got stuck. So anyway, that's why I'm here. So I kind of came from a place without really knowing, kind of having a general idea of like, I have to have a funnel, but what does that really mean and how do I do it? And so now I'm learning all the different pieces that it takes to put that together.
Yeah. What did you think a funnel was before you found us in the Sparkle world?
Well, I knew in general it was, getting leads and eventually converting them to customers, but I didn't really know how it worked.
Yeah. And what about you before joining the Sparkle world? Like your thought process around marketing and sales. What did you think about that whole side of things?
I was not very comfortable with it, and we talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
But I have a hard time promoting myself, and with the automation, there are a lot of things that can do to save me time so that I can focus on joining groups and connecting with people, and that's really what I need to do. And I actually had a conversation with somebody in a group today, so I know. I'm feeling better about the marketing aspect of it. Sales I can do, but the marketing is just a challenge for me.
Yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there, and that's what I love, like watching this transformation of where you started from and the struggles you've had and even the mindset shifts you're making. And it's a journey, right? And there is no destination point. We're all on this roller coaster journey ride together. I go through my ups and I've been through burnout running this business where my brain cells stopped working for 4 months and I nearly threw in the towel and quit. Lucky I didn't, or we wouldn't all be met each other. But yeah, it was through spinning all the plates, juggling all the things, not letting go of things as well was a huge struggle for me. Hiring has been a massive learning curve because I can do it all and I can do it faster. And letting go and having a team, I can literally now talk my talk to Kat and she just goes and does. But that didn't happen overnight, right? And that's been the hardest part for me is because I am good at everything, it's a curse because I can do things better and faster sometimes. That the hardest part I had was letting go. I always read this same chapter in the Traction book, and he talks about letting go of the vine. Let go. You've got to delegate and elevate your team. If you don't trust them to do it, you'll never elevate them. If you micromanage, you won't elevate them. And I've got to like sometimes just take a step back and go, just let them figure it out. They're adults, and if they love it enough, they'll work it out. But yeah, it's a journey. We're all on it, and it shifts and changes. And you wait and see. This business won't look the same in 12 months from now either. It is just dialing things in and honing them in forever. I love it. All right, we're going to go dark, guys. Thank you all for sharing your stories. And then we're going to do some live Q&A. And for everybody out there on the live stream, make sure that you do head across. And we may have, I think we might be getting close to being fully booked out. But if you're part of the List Growth Made Easy program, you are welcome as long as you turn up, because there are only a very limited amount of spaces for the automation call. So you can head there and we can do a bit of an audit on your business. And then if there is no spots, then just email us. We'll pop you on the waiting list for when we open up again for the automation audits. But guys, I think that's it. We have, I don't know where I put that other link. No, that's not it. I don't know. Is that the one? No, that's not the one. I don't know where it's gone. It's hiding somewhere. But there is a link for joining the masterclass. You just head to thefreedomfunnelformula.com. So head there, join us in the masterclass. I'm going to literally pull apart our business model and share it with you. So then you can take it and model it. And I'm going to show you what it's taken to get us to where we are, and how, if you're a coach, consultant, course creator, literally somebody who wants to help people, right? You want to help people with your service, then the business model we have is what has propelled us by literally doing the same thing over and over again, honing it, dialing it in, tracking those sexy numbers and automating, so that we can spend more time with, see all those beautiful people in the room? It's because my automation, it's taking care of business for me. All right, guys, have a fab day. I'm going to go and spend some time with these VIPs. Never let anyone dull your sparkle. Bye.